Right now I'm running something I'm calling Summer Website Series. Basically, it's like this sort of office hours series for people to come with their questions, to get some guidance on improving their website over the summer. And I start each office hours session with a little 10 to 15 minute presentation on a theme for that week. And then we have questions about what I covered or about other things that are coming up with their website designs. And today, because I forgot to send out the reminder email this morning, no one showed up. So if you are interested in signing up to get the full Summer Website Series, you can do that at summerwebsiteseries.com. But it's been a lot of fun, and today I'm talking about copywriting for your website. So this is connecting with copy, how to write great copy even though you're not a copywriter, and why every page on your website should be a sales page. As online creative entrepreneurs, we need to market ourselves. As difficult as that may seem, we need to do it. And that comes down to creating content, and that generally means words of some kind are involved. So words are really at the heart of what we do, and without compelling content, we're not going to attract the right kinds of people toward us. The number one secret to improve your copywriting is to listen to your audience. So I want you to get out of your own head and get into the places where your people are hanging out, listen to them, read their conversations, see what's coming up. This is going to improve your website messaging if you do this. Just getting out of your head and what you imagine people are thinking and saying and feeling, and instead actually observing that. It's going to make all the difference. So then you can ditch those made-up client avatars. I know that you've probably filled out a half dozen of those ideal client avatar worksheets that come with every online course, it feels like. But it's not really helpful, and that's because it's based on a figment of your imagination. A better solution then would be to gather data from real people. So I want you to go out and find them where they are, in person, online, start listening to what they have to say. I call this undercover research, and I teach an over-the-shoulder tutorial in my QUICKSELL Kit program. But briefly, let's just run through the steps. So undercover research. First, you identify where your peeps are hanging out. Then you listen or look for relevant conversations where they're talking about frustrations, struggles, problems, desires, needs, wants in relation to your topic, and then you document that in some way. AirStory has a great little Chrome extension where you can just clip research and store it to your AirStory doc and just keep going. You can also copy and paste it into a Google Sheet, which is what I've done a lot of the time. Any way that you want to document it, just make sure you're saving it in one place, because then you want to go and review that document and look for patterns that keep popping up, things that people are saying again and again, so that you can distill the many voices into a single unified persona. And when you distill that data down, you are really synthesizing your one ideal client. And I like to do this in an empathy map, which is something from UX, user experience, but basically it's looking at the psychographics of your persona rather than the demographics. So like their age, how many kids they have, things that, yes, they are relevant, but they're not as important when it comes to selling someone. So you're looking more at what's influencing them. What are their problems? What are their goals? What are they saying and doing about this problem? So that is the empathy map. All right, so the second secret to great copywriting is to get specific. Now, I know that when you think about selling online, you want to come across as someone that can do all the things for your person, because you don't want them to find someone else. But the thing is, when you get really specific about what you do, you can continue to work with that person after you've already engaged them for that one specific thing, but then it just clarifies everything and it makes you stand out as an expert in that niche. So once you know for reals who your person is and what they're struggling with and what they want, then you can write your copy to specifically target those points. This is the secret for writing copy that engages and sells and wins you random love notes from admirers, because I've received those emails of people loving on my copy. And it's because I've gotten much more specific about what I do and who I serve. All right, the more specific, the better. So let's take a tangible example. Now, if you've ever gone to look at one of those website inspiration sites where they aggregate a bunch of different sites or landing pages, you might have seen a headline like this, because it pops up on all of the agency sites that I see. And it's something like this. We create awesome designs for businesses that want to grow. Okay. Why this example isn't working. First, it's talking about themselves, we, instead of their people, you. It's vague. It's not saying anything really, because what is an awesome design and what business doesn't want to grow? And it's not helping me, the website visitor, understand within seconds if this is the kind of service I'm looking for, and so I'm likely to bounce. So how can we make this better? Well, it really comes down to what you want to do and who you want to do it for, but here's just one example that I made up. Your pitch deck shouldn't just tell your story, it should sell your story. Designing story-driven pitch decks for SaaS companies seeking $1 million+ in venture capital. Okay, so this is a way to rework that traditional agency headline that's all about them, and to make it much more specific on who they serve and what they do for them. Now, if I'm a SaaS startup seeking venture capital funding, who do you think I'm going to choose? It's a no-brainer. Specific sells. And you can't be specific until you know what your people want and need and are struggling with. So once you've done your undercover research and you've gotten specific, then let's talk about making all of your website copy sell. Why every page should be a sales page. The 5-page website framework that I teach inside of my Elevate website program, it outlines the 5 essential pages you need as a service-based online business. And each of those pages is there for a reason. It has a job to do. And that job is to get the reader to take the next action step toward becoming a client. So if one of those pages isn't doing its job, then your website as a whole is not going to be converting the way it should be. So that's why every page needs to be done intentionally. So what does it mean to act like a sales page? All right. Your website visitor needs to be the hero of your story rather than your brand or your business. And then you can weave in bits of your own story to connect emotionally with your audience and to sell them on that transformation that you offer. And then the pages, when strung together, would direct the reader toward the sale. So you can think of it like all of your pages together act as a sales page, or you can think of each individual page being a sales page on its own, selling the reader on that next step. So what might this look like? Your homepage could introduce what you do, who you serve, and how you're different, and get people on your list, and then you can drip out a welcome email, which leads people to your About page. Your About page then can lay out the before and after journey and the transformation that you've achieved, and then link to your services page. The services page could then lead to your signature service sales page, which gets into all the details and lets them sign up either through your contact page or a booking form. So that's a simplified scenario, but I think that you can start to see now where all the pages fit together. And then using your website copy to move users through the buyer journey. So you see how one page logically flows into the next, and it's taking your customer on that journey to making the sale. So it's important to note that this might not happen in a single visit. In fact, it's like highly unlikely that this all would happen in a single visit. And that's why email marketing and websites go hand in hand, right? You get traffic to your site, and then from your site, you get people onto your email list if it's the first time visiting. Then from your email list, you're going to direct them back to your site to specific pages, and then you can make the sale from there. All right? So they go together, and it's not like someone from Google is going to stumble onto your site and book a $5,000 package with you. That's not likely. What's more likely is they stumble into your site and they buy like your $7 template or something, right? So to recap, to write great copy that engages and sells, you need to focus on 3 things. 1, an understanding of your ideal client's needs, wants, and struggles. 2, specificity in your language, who you serve, what you do, and how you are different. And 3, each page has to have a purpose, so you want to get the reader to the next step. And because all 5 of your essential pages act as a sales page that move your reader closer to becoming a customer. So now I have just 5 minutes available for questions. Okay, got a question from Diana. Yeah. How do you approach visitors who land firstly on another page and start their journey from other pages rather than the homepage? Great question. So what you can do is take a look at your Google Analytics and, try to look over a 6-month period or a 3-month period and see what are your top pages that people are coming into your site on. Usually what you'll see is that it's the home page and 1 or 2 of your top performing blog pages. And so what you can do on your blog pages, especially the ones that are performing well organically, is to make sure that you have an opt-in offer there. Because really the homepage is about getting people to sign up for your list so that you can engage them and start that conversation that will drive them back to your services sales page. So you want to do the same thing on other pages that are performing well organically, which is usually going to be some of your blog posts. So you want to offer them something to get them to sign up for your list, and then you can start that conversation that gets them back to your sales page. Cool. Well, enjoy your evening. I have another call at 5:30, so I'm going to pop off, but thank you for joining me.